The best thing about the DJI FPV drone is that people are buying it, realizing its limitations in acro mode with it being so fragile, and then it's causing them to look up actual FPV. And this was something that I was glad about was in the name. Some people said, oh, FPV shouldn't be in the name of the DJI drone. I think it should be, because then you will Google FPV, what's that? This is FPV. This is the Nazgul 5 HD from iFlight. It doesn't cost anywhere near as much as the DJI drone. It's made out of carbon fiber, so you can crash it and 9 times out of 10, nothing will be broken. And if it does break, you can replace the arms. It uses a Cadex Vista, which will bind directly to the goggles that came with your DJI FPV drone. Unfortunately, your controller won't bind to it. You will have to buy something like this, which is the DJI controller V1, or you can get something much cheaper like this X9D Tyrannus, and it will cost about maybe 100 to 120 GBP, about the price of one of your batteries for the DJI FPV drone. So if you are here to unlock your DJI FPV drone for free, then please take a minute to consider something like this, because it's going to save you a lot of money, it's a lot more fun, there's so much more resources online, like my channel, and you will have a better experience of FPV. And you've already piled a fortune into this DJI FPV drone anyways. These range from about $200 to $300, and to unlock the full power of this guy you just need a simple text document on this device here and you get the full power. What am I talking about? Well, if you live in America, then you should be getting the full 1400 milliwatts or 31.5 dBm out of the drone. But the way that it does that is a little bit janky. So you might be flying in the US and getting stuttery video at maybe 100 meters, and you might think this thing is broken. But actually it could be all to do with the way that it activates and recognizes your location. You see, outside of the US, this guy is locked to 25 milliwatts or 14 dBm in 5.8 gigahertz and 100 milliwatts or 20 dBm in the 2.4 gigahertz band, which will give you maybe 200 meters of usable range, maybe even less if you're going between objects and things. Now, because this is a proper DJI drone, such as a Mavic, you can't just put a text file on there to unlock it. You'll be sitting there in the USA with 25 milliwatt, you probably send it back, say that it's rubbish, you might as well have bought a 1500 quid stapler. Now, you actually can pay for an Android app that will temporarily unlock it, but we don't like to pay for stuff here in the RC hobby, so I found a solution that unlocks it the same way as the other apps do, but for free. The folks over at D3VL have found a way to connect your drone up to a web page, and it sends a simple command that will make sure that the quadcopter always runs in FCC mode until you plug it back into the phone app, where it will reset. So if you're having trouble with your DJI FPV drone in the USA and are having a bad experience, before you send it back, try this website. Now, you do need to run it through a computer at the moment. It runs through Chrome, and all the website does is you follow the instructions, you plug the drone in via USB. It has to be turned on, but they explain that in the instructions, and it just sends a simple command to the drone so that it's always in FCC mode until you plug the phone back into the app again. And the guys over at D3VL, they are hobbyists, which is why they're putting it out for free rather than charging for it. There is a donation button, which if you use it, well, you can use it multiple times, it's free then. I suggest you give them a little donation for their kindness. Okay, here is the website. You need to go to beyond.d3vl.com. I'll put a link in the video description as well as a pinned comment. They are calling the website Beyond, and it's very simple to use. We've got Unlock My Drone Now, so press that button and it takes you down to here. and we just press start now and it walks you through it. So we need to turn on the drone first, so I'm going to do that. So short and a long press makes the noise, and there we go, drone is on. So next, power on your FPV goggles. Going to do that over here using the DJI battery. So again, short and long press. We've got the fan going. Maybe just wait a couple of seconds for that to boot up. Okay, so next we have powered them on. Connect your USB cable to the PC. Now I've already done that. So press next. It's scanning, so we need to wait for that. You need to have the latest version of Chrome. So if you've got the update option up here, make sure that you press it, and it will work on Mac OS and Windows 10. So if I pressed next now, we get a COM port device showing up, a bit like when you connect to Betaflight if you are in the hobby. So we connect to that there. It says that it's unlocking. And it's simple as that. Success, your drone has been unlocked. If this software helps you, please consider donating. And I would very much advise that you do that, even if it's just $1, because the other option's much more expensive. But if you want to just use it for free, then you can. Now, to lock it back up again, all you need to do is plug your phone into the goggles and open the DJI Fly app, and it will reset it, or it will lock it back up. And what I'm going to do next is do the same again, but I'm going to use an RF meter to show that it does actually work. Okay, so I have booted up the DJI FPV drone, and I've armed it so that it outputs the full amount of power from the transmission. And I've got my AndyRC power meter here. Now, because it's not directly connected to the antennas, it doesn't give a completely accurate reading, but it will show us that when I unlock the drone, the dBm value should go higher. So it's reading -11 to around about 1 dBm there. So now I'm going to go onto the website and click unlock my drone. And then we can see instantly it's gone to 16 to 24 dBm. And the way that the transmission system works on this is it cycles. So the span on the AndyRC meter, it can never pick up the power output. But in general, we can see that it's gone up by quite a lot, which shows that the unlocking of the FPV drone has worked. So there you go, that's how you completely unlock the power of the DJI FPV drone for free. Of course, it doesn't work unless you are subscribed to my channel, so make sure that you do that. That's not true, but I would really like it if you subscribed anyways, because I'm going to be doing content on the DJI FPV drone and show you how you can progress onto a more hobby grade acro type quadcopter with the equipment that you already have. Of course, make sure that when unlocking your DJI FPV drone, you are following your local laws, and be aware that it may also invalidate your warranty if you misuse it. So as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers!